If there is one game series that has built a literal dynasty behind it, no pun intended, it is Dynasty Warriors. With ups and downs, trials and errors, and many entries under its belt, it is one of the most beloved franchises out there. So, how does Dynasty Warriors Origins fit in all of them? We all know its approach to the series is that of a soft reboot. But does it do justice to the legacy its predecessors have established? In short, yes, and it does so flawlessly. Dynasty Warriors Origins isn't only a fresh and remarkable new beginning for the franchise, it is also one of the best games in the series for new and old fans alike.
Righteous, have no fear, and follow me!
Dynasty Warriors Origins combines elements from the Romance of the Three Kingdoms and historical facts with a new mystical tale surrounding the Guardians of Peace, which is a faction our amnesiac protagonist belongs to. At first, this might seem like a strange approach to the series' storytelling. Instead of controlling the historical figures that have built the franchise for years, you take the role of an original protagonist. There might be a bit of skepticism about this, but I dare say Origins has some of the best storytelling in all the series. One aspect that makes the story stand out so much is its character development. The game has a huge roster of characters to pick, not all of them are playable however. Still, every single one has a backstory that you can get to know the more you raise your bond with them. Players who want to get to know every single character in the game will have to do at least 3 playthroughs. If there is one minor complaint that I have, is that the game gives you the illusion of choice. In almost every interaction you can pick between different dialogues to shape up how your character is. You can be rude, you can be nice, you can even be oblivious to some of the facts that are going on. However, these dialogues don't really lead to something different. This isn't something bad that will ruin the storytelling aspect, but it is strange to have so many dialogue options that have little to no impact. The battles of Dynasty Warriors are some of the most iconic in the gaming industry, and Origins delivers on that perfectly. The gameplay loop might seem a bit simple, but the one thing that surprised me was how every battle, at least the main story ones, differ greatly from one another, which is a huge achievement for the developers. The game features quite the arsenal that you can unlock by progressing through the main story. Every weapon has a proficiency level, and as you increase it, you will also gain ranks that unlock new skill trees that you can use to gain passive bonuses or maybe even new abilities. Another great thing about combat is how every weapon feels unique. Swords, for example, are very quick to use and have the classic combos which combine heavy and light attacks. On the other hand, spears let you charge attacks for greater damage and longer range. Beyond that, every weapon has battle arts, which are powerful moves that you can use by spending your bravery. Since the game now has only one protagonist, many might wonder what happens with all the other heroes we have seen in the series. Thankfully, you can still use most of them, but not as often as you'd like. Whenever you start a battle, you can pick between many of the playable companions. As you fight alongside them, you will fill up their bar and eventually take control of them for a short period of time. One more thing I want to mention are bosses, which come in all forms and sizes. All of these bosses have fortitude bars, which work like a stamina bar in other games. Once you break them, you can perform a deadly attack on them or even finish them off. At first, some fights felt a bit repetitive, but once you reach a point where you're fighting 3 officers at once, you'll see how much the combat truly shines. Finally, itemization is another thing that I like due to its off-battle simplicity, but hands-on depth. Outside of battle, you can equip many of the weapons you loot from a fight. Most of them have random stats, which reminded me of how items in Neo 2 worked. Some have a chance to spawn healing items, others increase your light attack strength, and a few others can help you block arrows when you're attacking. Some might not be big fans of the random aspect of itemization, but I liked it because, once again, you have so many weapons to try that you'll be swapping between them frequently. In truth, character customization was fantastic and often led me to try different builds. For example, my spear build focused on weapons that would increase my charge attack damage. When I had a greatsword, I focused on items that restore my health once I defeated a set number of enemies. Dynasty Warriors Origins does an amazing job at giving you in-depth building mechanics, but doesn't punish those players who just want to equip the weapon that has the higher damage potential. This 30-hour journey, which didn't show me everything the game had to offer, was one of the most enjoyable gaming experiences I've had. The story was endearing and memorable, with character development being at its prime in every sequence. Combat is highly approachable for newcomers, but deep enough to satisfy veteran fighters. In short, Dynasty Warriors Origins manages to raise the bar on an already well-established and beloved franchise. As one of the new titles of 2025, it sets the bar very high. Omega Force and Koei Tecmo have created something epic and full of enjoyable action, and one of the most remarkable games of the year. For that reason, we give Dynasty Warriors Origins a 9.5 out of 10.
For the sake of all. Now is the time. Attack!